Good day, everyone. Thank you for coming to the channel. My name is Jun, and I'm a Moe Norman swinger. So a few days ago, I went to the range, put in about 500 balls, and this is something I had practiced in the past, but I moved away from it. But it just kind of hit me this day. I was like, oh, you know what? And then I tried it, and I think it was a good result. Because something that I've been trying to kind of like improve from my swing is my playing. Because Mo would be like in and up, and then at the top of his backswing, his hands would be on the address plane, and my hands are just above that. So I wanted to kind of improve upon that, and yeah, this hit me because it's about the hinging versus cocking, and it's a term that's interchangeably used among golfers. But I think there's a difference, and I have seen people who kind of like differentiate between the two. But for now, let me show you my swing and kind of like let you know like what I'm doing. So that's me. I'm addressing, and then here I turn my head. A lot of great ball strikers did this. Jack Nicklaus, it's if you guys see his swing, he did this, and this is to help me, I guess, allow a full back turn because if my head is at the proper like a normal place, like it's gonna limit me from going back. But if you turn it to the right slightly, that opens up even more. And Sean Clement from Wisdom in Golf talks about this. He calls it 2020. And from Todd Graves, the Single Plane Academy, in relation to that, they talk about nose below the club face or club. So your nose should be where the club is. And Mo always address behind the ball, like not directly behind the ball, I mean, but like a little bit behind that. Like on a driver, he was like a foot behind, and with the irons, he wasn't as behind as a foot, but definitely a couple inches behind. So both of them kind of like support each other, like 2020, right head facing tilted more to the right, or the nose below the cup face. And so let me go ahead and draw my plane a little bit more like this, and let me go ahead and play it out. Okay, that was a bomb too. It was a really nice strike. And if I were to kind of like go through, so here's my initial step, and literally it's a step. I mentioned this on my last video. I step. Ooh, sorry, that's my Adobe Premiere. But yeah, I step to the right with my right instep. And if you look at all the great ball strikers, I think they share a similar move. Like Sam Snead, definitely, like he has the step going on too. But anyways, so that's the first step. It's going in. That's what Mo called it. It's in and up. He feels like his swing is in and up. And then from up to here, sorry, bad quality with my video, but so this is the place where I made the change. Because I guess you know what? Let me go ahead and load my other videos to kind of show you what I mean. So it's the wrist movement. Like, so see I have like cocking and hinging. So before I kind of did more like this, you see? It's kind of like lateral to the right, so my wrist is like bending to the right. And I guess for me, like, I was doing it like that because like most say he never cared about his wrist. So me too, I was like, you know what, screw my wrist. I'm not gonna care about it. I'm just gonna let it do whatever it wants to do. As long as I'm gripped properly, then I should be fine. But apparently maybe I wasn't. That's what I'm kind of feeling right now because Mo did say his swing feels like in and up. And this kind of motion, what I would define as cocking, where your right, or your trail hand goes laterally, is not a good thing. Whereas what I was doing and trying to do was more like this. So it's more of a vertical movement with the wrist. So, if you see like that, right here. I heard this from Sean Clement from Wisdom in Golf. He calls this anatomical stuff box, I believe. It's some anatomy term. It's some like, medical term. But yeah, if you press yourself there, it's actually there's a spacing there. And if you move like the way I just did vertically, yeah, like it folds in. That's what it's supposed to do. And also, this is the motion that you want in golf. And if Mo was alive, I could ask him about this directly, and he would probably give me more of a kind of like a figurative, kind of like feeling answer. But nevertheless, I think this is what he was doing. That's why he described it in and up as well. Because if you do the lateral movement with the cocking video I showed you, it's not really engaging this anatomical stuff box. Only when you go vertical, that's when you're engaging it. So, that's the kind of the change that I was consciously trying to make. So let me go ahead and I had to redraw my line. So let me go ahead and, go with the swing. So right here, yeah, that's the parallel under the line. And distance away from it is nice. The angles look nice too. And like, I guess I start engaging, my wrists, like maybe like around here. I mean, it was just kind of a feeling, because like I said, I step with my right instep. So as after I do that, just the next thing I'm thinking to do is to, go ahead and just, hinge vertically. And this is the result. I hinged vertically. And by doing this, it also kind of made my backswing shorter. That's what I felt. Anyways, continuing with my swing. So I'm going up. And I'm slightly still above the line. But if you look at how laid off my club is, because, like it went up. And I think there are many other information about golf swing out there. I mean, how it's like a baseball swing and this and that. Like, yeah, in the end, golf ball is on the ground. So your hands need a vertical motion, but your body is rotating. That's why it gives you this look. So, the verticality is a necessity. And in a way, I was missing that by doing what I would call cocking and, going to the right laterally with it. And then, coming down. So here's my little engagement, right? And, I engage by throwing my pressure, my right instant pressure. I mean, like I said in my last video, you look at a tennis motion, it's the same. You push from the back. A pitcher pushes from the back. A batter pushes from the back. When you throw a punch, you gotta throw the punch from behind you. So what's so different in golf, right? It's not. But you don't want to like throw your knees at the ball. That'll be early extension. That's why, as Mo said, he only rolled his ankles. So you roll your ankle towards your target. That's your throw. And isn't that the same thing as what pitchers do, right? Off the mound. That's like the same motion right there. So anyways, going through, yeah, see how like I'm shallowing? And Mo too, on top of his backswing, like his club was actually not completely on the line. It was kind of vertical-ish too, And right here, yeah, I'm beautifully back on the line. Everything's back. I mean, it looks really nice. And right here, my club face is under the line. And look at this angle, right? I mean, I'm going to be cocky to say all of the great balls trackers have a similar position coming in. So, yeah, it was a great strike too. And then, yeah, this is, yeah, like it's not like perfectly at impact. It's slightly afterwards, but you guys can see, my club is really, really well back on the line. And again, this was really helped out because I had that vertical movement with my wrist through hinging and going through. There's my front swing, nice and parallel. My shoulder, that's a side tilt. I'm losing the side tilt. Why? Well, if you're a golf pro and you can tell me why, I would appreciate it. But yeah, this is something that I'm not going to worry about right now. I'll worry more about it later. For now, I want to worry about, these kind of hinging motions that I need to do better on. But going through, so like, just like Mo, although I came all the way there, like, see, that's, like, I don't go all the way around. I don't know, I just don't anymore. Just, I'm not even trying to. I just end there, and then my arms and hands come naturally back to the front area, just like Mo. Just like that. Just I think it's because my chest is facing there, and Mo said it. Balls go where the hands go, and my chest is facing that way. So if you look at this too, it's not perfectly parallel, but still, it's a very good indication of my swing that my hands end up like this just naturally. So yeah, this was a kind of big thing that helped me out. So you gotta hinge better, I think. No, at least I do. Instead of lateral cocking, I gotta have a vertical hinging. And you guys can go ahead and try this out at the range and see how you feel and what kind of changes it causes for you. And on the ending note, Tiger kind of like he said laughingly, like us amateurs, like we don't practice enough, and yet we expect a different result on the course. And yeah, I totally agree. I know so many people who I have talked to, and I told them, hey, you should get a tripod, you should go get V1 Golf because it's free, and you can download your videos like nothing, and analyze yourself. But unfortunately, none of them took my advice, and every time I play with them, they're still cussing, and they're like, oh, why is it not working? Or what am I, like, I don't want to repeatedly tell them because that might piss them off. But it's kind of like, dude, I already fucking told you so, man. Like, if you don't know what you're doing right now, then what do you know you got to do to improve yourself? I mean, considering like Moe Norman's days, I mean, they didn't have the modern technology like we have today. And, we do. And yet, you're not utilizing it? I mean, that's such a shame. But it's kind of funny irony. Like, although we have all this modern technology to help us, I think we're ever more confused than the classic swingers. If you look at Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Moe Norman, Byron Nelson, Bobby Jones. I mean, look at Bobby Jones. Look at how he lifts his left leg off, left heel off the ground so much. I mean, yeah, they had it figured it out. Like Harvey Panic, yeah, they had it figured it out. Although we have all the technology, we are like more confused than ever. We're ever more paralyzed by analysis than ever. And that's the shameful part. But anyways, hopefully this was helpful. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much.